Hello everyone, my name is Duncan Alexander and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'd like to discuss trusting the self. Trusting the guidance from our higher selves and guidance team, as this guidance is golden. So for the past 2 years, I would say roughly, I've been receiving messages from my higher self and guidance team in dream state, with intuition, with visions. And for the last 2 years, I've been practicing navigating this reality experience with information that I get in terms of my own healing, identifying my own shadow aspects, and also delivering information on social media. And one of the greatest gifts I gave myself, firstly, was the permission to heal myself, and secondly, was trusting myself, was trusting in the guidance that I received directly. As soon as I began to trust myself, and this was before I was on social media, sharing the information that came through, I would practice. And it became a case of mapping information that came through to me in dream state, visions, through people, places, and things, mapping all of this information together and utilizing it for my own healing. And then trusting the self with this information that comes through and being able to differentiate between when this information is for me and whether this information should be shared or not on social media. What I've found is that, as we know, integrity is a massive player when delivering information. And the information and how I would deem integrity is whatever is spoken, whatever is acted upon, this information, this creative expression is the best for all concerned. If it is the best for all concerned, to the best of your knowledge, then there is no harm done in sharing this information with another, or if you are on social media as a teacher, sharing this information publicly. I found that in trusting myself, this in itself was the biggest activation in opening up my clairvoyance, claircognizance, or whatever abilities that you have. As we all have these abilities, and right now on earth, with the shift happening, a lot of these abilities are now unlocking. So people are going to be experiencing downloads coming through, visions, more information coming through in dream state, a heightened intuition, more empathy. With more empathy, more feeling of what is going on around you in your reality experience. You'll be feeling more. So yes, at first, and even moving forward, this can be challenging because not only are you feeling the heightened expansive states, but you're also feeling some of the contracted emotions that will come through in this experience when there is a collapse of the old and a shifting into the new timeline. There needs to be a collapse, a deconstruction, as I've spoken about in a previous video, in order for you to be the embodiment in the new timeline. Thus being a quest in trusting the self and aligning with your fullest self. Your fullest self, what I'm talking about now, being the person that you would love to be, the expression that you would love to embody. What would you love to do if you could do it right now? It is a journey towards aligning with your future self. Now, what I have learned is that if things are done within integrity, from a place of love, your guidance is never wrong. And sometimes we are tested by our higher self. So when I refer to my guidance team, okay, I refer to my guides as my higher self and guidance team. Although in a previous video, I did deliver a message from the Galactic Federation of Light, and that's one of the first times I've done this. As we are multi-dimensional beings having a human experience, so those multi-dimensional aspects are you. In saying this, if people ask me what I'm connected to and what information I bring through, I refer to it as my higher self and guidance team, the Christ consciousness. As I spoke about previously in one of my videos about the oneness of all things. So all these galactic aspects, okay, that I might bring through, all right, is governed by my higher self. This is a decision that I made months ago in the form of a mantra that I use, because some people may be unsure and there may be fear in what they are connecting to when delivering information or trusting the guidance from the higher self with our own healing and what is the best route forward on the next steps to take in life. So what I have done, I've been in solitude for a year and a half. My interactions with people are very, very limited, besides for family members. Okay, so I know, it's an inner knowingness that my field is clean. All right, the only other time is when I'm on social media, are there really interactions with other people? And this can change next week. Changes upon us and things happen quickly, but this is me speaking to you now. All right, so this was a period of time, okay, a gift that my higher self has given me, I have given myself, in order to, in peace and quiet, in my own company, learn to navigate the astral, my own guidance, without the busyness of the world. Some people may worry, is the guidance coming through light or dark? How do I know if I'm safe? Well, this comes down to a belief. Knowing that you are always safe and you are sovereign and protected is the knowing, is the trust in the self that the information is pure in nature that is coming through. And a little mantra that I have used, if I do not understand something, because when navigating the astral or interacting with galactic aspects of ourselves, this is a higher intelligence that the human mind will not always understand. So the mantra I use is, if I do not understand something, my higher self has authority over the scenario. This is a trust in the self, the higher self. Nothing can come through or affect us unless we allow it to, unless we believe it can. Everything is governed through the higher self. So when I speak as a human being, this is me speaking now, in conjunction with my higher self, knowing that I am sovereign, that the information that is coming through is within integrity for the greatest good of all. And yes, I'm human, I make mistakes. Okay, so there are going to be people that will disagree with information that you bring through, that you share, but that is the beautiful gift of different perspectives in life. There is a truth and are truths in all things. And you are very safe when you are doing things, especially now with an integrity. The information will be pure coming through. So as soon as I began to trust myself before going on social media, not everyone has to share their expression on social media. Not everyone will. Some people don't want to do that. Some people enjoy their privacy, all right, and they are doing great, magnificent healing work and are having a huge impact on the whole without having any presence on social media. But by utilizing their guidance, all right, and sharing their wisdom, their perspective with other individuals in private spaces. And I have been in these private spaces in this country, and there are a lot of amazing individuals doing great work behind the scenes that go unnoticed on social media. The point is that sometimes the guidance from the higher self can seem crazy, and you are asked to take a leap of faith in a certain direction. And the physical mind, from the human experience, sees this as a great risk, something that may be dangerous. In these scenarios, if you tune into through meditation, through your place of perfect peace, it'll be clear. And then you take that leap of faith and you trust the self after practice, of course, and there is no rush. You can take as long as you want. You trust yourself, and then you watch how your reality experience plays out, even though it looks like complete madness, a great risk. And you are going to see how genius you are. The information from your higher self or whatever you are connected to. I am not religious, but like I said, I refer to my guidance team as my higher self, the Christ consciousness. So sometimes these leaps of faith, are required from us in order to shift, to move in another direction, or maybe to reconnect from someone from the past. Every experience is unique to the individual. And really now, at this time on the planet, we are being asked to trust ourselves. I've spoken about information flowing through the path of least resistance. When we ask a question, when we are uncertain of ourselves or anything in nature, when we ask the question, this opens a portal for the information to come through to you. The information may come through in meditation, in a dream, directly to you in the form of a vision. It can come through another person. It can come through studies, through reading. It can come through a stranger on the street. As we are our own teachers, as well as everyone and everything is a teacher in life. After all said and done, always come back to the self and check in with the self, as your guidance is golden. It will not lead you astray if you trust, if you are in the embodiment of love, if you are doing things with an integrity to the best of your ability. And when and where you have made mistakes, to forgive yourself immediately. And if you're struggling to forgive yourself for certain things, that's also okay. Don't judge the self. Not to judge anyone or anything, not to judge the self, and work on forgiving the self, not judging the self. This is an act of self-love. Trusting the self is a huge act of self-love, and you are activated. And the information that comes through with these activations, when we raise our vibration, our frequency, embodiment, the clearer and more concise the information is. And then you will no longer doubt yourself. So information flows through the path of least resistance. Can be from another teacher, can be from self-study, through research on the internet, through a book, through a person, like I've said. The information will come through in such a way that is the best way for you to interpret, to understand the self and your current scenario. What is important, what I have learned is, wherever the information comes from, and I do this, and I would strongly suggest this, is to go into meditation, to clear the mind, and to allow feeling to be the navigator. Feel what the information is like. If you are unsure of something, ask your higher self and guidance team to bring you the information, and they will. Trust the self. Love the self. The information coming through to you is golden. It is not wrong. Like I've said, I've made mistakes. Okay, but down the line, I've seen how those mistakes were not mistakes. I was following my guidance from my higher self. And it was a perfect unraveling of a shift in my journey, allowing me to learn a valuable lesson that I would use in what I do. Or the mistake was not a mistake at all. And my perspective back then was fear-based. So that's the message for today, guys, is right now is to trust the self with any information, always. To love the self, forgive the self, not to judge the self or anyone else, and go for it when you are ready. So that's it, guys. Thanks very much for your time. Have a fantastic week, and goodbye for now.